Hello guys, what's up? Welcome to Mighty for Reals channel. Welcome to Mighty for Reals Point. Now, I'm all chilled out. I could have made this video yesterday after the Chelsea versus Aston Villa game yesterday. But I said, you know what? Today, I'm not just gonna go with all my feelings. Because if I decided to do this video yesterday, I would have broken the camera. So I said, you know what? Let me chill out, give it a day, give it a few hours, and then I'll come and have my input in what I saw yesterday, if you call that football. But I don't think that's football. As you can see, I'm all chilled out. I'm having a brew, just to show you that I'm chilled out. But I thought today I'd be a lot cooler. After that, I was lying to myself. What we saw yesterday, ladies and gentlemen, is, well, let me put it this way. About 2 or 3 days ago, I made a video about Chelsea and United, who was in the worst crisis, who was in the bigger crisis, who was in a deeper crisis. Now, I had all the belief in me thinking that United were in a bigger or a deeper mess than we are. I was wrong. I was wrong, ladies and gentlemen. I was wrong. Because when I look at Chelsea FC, ladies and gentlemen, I don't see the direction. I don't see where this team is going. I don't see where the next win for Chelsea FC is going to come from, ladies and gentlemen. I don't. We played 6 games. We've got 5 points. Out of 18 possible points, we've got 5 points. Ladies and gentlemen, the only reason Chelsea are not in the relegation places right now is because there's 3, I don't even know what to call them. If Chelsea is a bad team, the other teams are, I don't know. You know, you got Luton, Burnley, and the other team that's down there. If those teams were half decent, Wolves is the other team that's there. Chelsea will be in the bottom. Will be at the bottom. We've only beat one team this season, Luton. So it just tells you where we are. We cannot beat anybody. Anyway, I'm gonna put this brew down because I'm starting to get so emotional talking about this. Now I'm going to look at a few things which I think are a problem at Chelsea. I'll put this brew down. So anyway, I thought today I'll come on here a lot cooler, but I'm not cool. And there's a few things I want to point out why Chelsea are in a mess. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to get really, really deep into this one because what we're seeing right now at Chelsea FC, I've never seen, this has never been, this has never happened. A club falling so badly in such a short period of time. This is a club that has won the European Cup just 3 years ago. They've won the World Club Championship just about 2 years ago. They've won the FA Cup. Chelsea have been the biggest success trophy-wise in the last 20 years in England. No one has accumulated the amount of trophies Chelsea have accumulated in the last 20 years. And we did this by building proper teams. We had a proper manager. We had proper managers. We had a proper owner, someone who knew something about football. Now, we've got these American clowns, forgive me if I'm being too harsh, but listen, I pointed out a few things which we need to look at. Ladies and gentlemen, Chelsea are in a relegation fight. If you didn't know about it, Chelsea FC are fighting relegation. You better believe that. You better believe that shit. Chelsea are fighting relegation, ladies and gentlemen. Don't look at the money they've spent, because we've spent money buying kids, and then we've gotten all these terrible decisions. Now, I'm going to go step by step and I'll try to break this down because I'll be more controlled in my talk if I break it down. So Chelsea, the first point, Chelsea, we're in a relegation fight. If we don't win the next 2 games, we could be at the bottom of the table. Do you know what I mean? Because there's only like 3 points between us, and we're only 2 points above the relegation, the relegation places. So if we lose 1 game and one of those teams below wins, we win 17th, 18th, and 19th, whatever, those places down there. So first point, Chelsea are in a relegation battle. This is the start of the season with the tally of points we're having. Chelsea are in a relegation fight, you know, and having spent £1 billion in the last 2 windows is laughable. But we're in a relegation fight. No, make no mistake about that, guys. Chelsea are in a relegation fight, and as a Chelsea fan, listen, it's a good thing I don't live around Chelsea FC, because if I come up, if I was to meet some of these guys face to face, I don't know. My emotions are pouring right now, guys. Anyway, who's to blame? Who's to blame? The first person I'm going to point this finger at is whoever, these idiots who brought politics into football and came and interfered with Chelsea ownership. That was the first reason why Chelsea are in a mess. Because if politics did not interfere into football, Roman Abramovich would still be the manager, would still be the owner of Chelsea Football Club, ladies and gentlemen. That's those idiots, those clowns, you know, who thought, you know what, we could affect world affairs by meddling with Chelsea because they're owned by a Russian owner. You're the first guys to blame. You're the first ones I'm pointing my finger at. Now, that has a knock-on effect. Now, when these idiots came and meddled, brought politics into the sport, we ended up with these American clowns, ladies and gentlemen. We ended up with Bole, Egbali, and Clearlake. Those clowns, ladies and gentlemen. You know, that is the second people I'm going to point my finger at where these problems come from. Because we brought in clowns who know nothing about football and making the worst decisions in football you've ever seen. You know, appointing Graham Potter, for example. How can you give Graham Potter a 5-year contract? You know, this guy, you listen, I could as well, I should have applied for that job, you know. That was the first one. And then the decision they're making in the transfer market is laughable, you know. Listen, someone told me Chelsea had a chance to sign James Maddison, who is killing it at Tottenham, for 40 million. For 40 million, you know. We have no number 10, number 8 position, you know, that 8 position. Apparently, the new owners, these clowns, have got a policy. They can't sign anybody who's older than 25. James Maddison, ladies and gentlemen, is 26. So for that reason, we don't sign him, and then I end up signing idiots, you know, kids who are just learning the game. So their decisions have affected Chelsea Football Club, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. So these idiots, I'm going to have another episode where I just talk about these guys, but I want to talk about other things. So the second people I'm pointing my fingers at for where Chelsea are the owners, the American clowns. Thirdly, the manager we've got right now, Mauricio Pochettino. Listen, we were meant to believe that this guy plays an expansive game, because this is what we saw. Tottenham played some decent football when he was there. Southampton even. When he's come to Chelsea, what's happened? You know, the tactics are so bad. Listen, you're not going to score goals the way we're playing. You know, yesterday, you know, every single time Chelsea are playing, you have Nicholas Jackson, who's half decent, running up front on his own. He gets the ball, looks around. There's no one to support. You know, the rest of our players are in midfield. They're in defense. Listen, the tactics are wrong. You know, we're playing Aston Villa, who have got a terrible defense. Why don't you put on two strikers? Start from the word go. Be on the front foot. You know, try to beat this team. You know, try to score goals. You know, doesn't matter if you concede 1 goal. You know, we're playing 6 defenders. Do you know what I mean? So Mauricio Pochettino is another one that needs to be looked at. His tactics have got to change. You know, he's playing players out of position. Yesterday, he keeps doing this. Ben Chilwell is not a winger. He keeps playing him forward. Play 4-3-3. Have him playing as a left back, you know, because that's what he does. And then have the wingers, you know, doing what they do. And we need to, when we attack, we need to attack with at least five players. You know, every time we attack, we have 2 players against an entire sitting team. You're not going to score goals. Every time there's a cut back, it doesn't fall to any of our players. So that's another reason the tactics are bad. You know, ladies and gentlemen. Now, what can we do as fans? We need to put pressure on these idiots. From the manager, the owners. Todd Bowley should not be welcome at Chelsea. If he's coming there and we're losing games, he's to blame. You know, signing this mediocre. We had chances to sign proper players. Yao Felix, we could have signed him, you know, but decided against him. He's killing it at Barcelona, you know. Then striker-wise, we could have brought in Laovic as another striker. Refused to do that deal. Yeah. Then you've got James Maddison is another one. In number 10, we sold players in that position. He should have been signed. And, you know, listen, guys, I thought I'll come here and be cool. But we need to put pressure on these clowns, ladies and gentlemen. You know, don't give him a free. All the Chelsea going fans, once you go to the stadium, you need to make it hostile for these idiots. From the manager to the owner, especially the owners. Todd Bowley, in other clubs, you wouldn't be welcome. You know, you're messing us about. You need to sort this. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to stop this here. But Chelsea are in a relegation battle, ladies and gentlemen. If you didn't know about it, we are in a relegation battle. I'm going to leave it here because I'm getting well emotional. But I'll catch you on the next one. Bless. I'm going to go. I'm out.